Hello, this is Lauren Delsack speaking, and if you're new to my channel, I am a professional astrologer. And in this video, we're going to be looking at the full moon energies coming up in June. That full moon will be in Capricorn exact on June 24th. So we'll be feeling the energies approaching maybe 3 or 4 days before and projected about a week after the full moon as well. So we'll take a look at that chart and what the energies should be about, and then we'll look at how they're going to affect each sign of the zodiac, so you can see in what areas of life you're going to have, let's say, awareness, recognition, illumination in that part of your life. Timestamps will be in the description below for each of the signs. And so let's take a look at that full moon chart and what energies are around it. With that full moon in the sign of Capricorn, when the moon is in Capricorn, it wants to get things done. Progress is very important, and it takes a practical approach or orientation to things. Now, the sun, just a few days before, moved into the sign of Cancer, and so the moon receives the energy of the sun, and that sun in Cancer is all about emotional security. Feeling emotionally secure, especially with regard to family, can be. There's an emotional sensitivity, a give and take in caring, we could say. So this full moon could be focused around issues related to security and perhaps getting the insights on how you can progress with those kind of with that kind of energy in a specific area of your life. Now, also, luckily enough, or happily enough, Mercury has gone direct just about 1 or 2 days before that full moon. So also playing into the full moon, there should be clarity around communications, information, maybe things that you were rethinking over the past 3 weeks or so. Now, something we have to be really aware of is just 2 days after that full moon on the 24th, the transiting moon will come up and conjunct Pluto and simultaneously oppose Mars and square Uranus. What does that mean? Basically, what it means is that we can really feel this energy to let it rip, we could say, to let it fly. So this is emotional intensity, emotional excitement, emotional convictions about things. Basically, a strong need to fulfill, or a strong desire or drive to fulfill our needs. But these energies absolutely can be disruptive, cause upheavals, that kind of thing. You know, my approach always on these kind of days, so we're looking here at the 26th and 27th, is sort of to retreat, avoid controversy with others, and kind of like just maybe sit back in a cave somewhere and take it easy. Also playing into those energies on the 24th, Venus is opposed Pluto. So again, that is the extremism of emotional expression, emotional feelings, sometimes a waste of emotions. So the energies are kind of intense here right around that full moon time. So let's take a look at each of the signs, how that's going to impact your, whatever area of life that will pertain to. Have a listen to your sun sign and your rising sign, your ascendant sign. That's really the most important, and you might resonate with your moon sign as well. So with that said, let's take a look at Aries. Aries, the full moon is falling in the area of your life that has to do with your profession, your career, your standing in the world, your reputation in the world. And the sun will fall in the 4th house of the home, the family. So I feel like you're going to definitely be getting some kind of awareness with regard to your profession. Now we have the Ace of Swords here for that full moon for your sign, and the Ace of Swords is all about getting the truth and the clarity that you need. This is definitely clear thinking. Breakthroughs and new ideas. And it's definitely giving you the motivation or asking you, how can you be motivated to put these new ideas into action? I also feel that if you needed to get to the truth of something, that also is sort of being revealed to you as well, which will sort of give you a sense of empowerment. With the Ten of Pentacles, this is complete fulfillment and abundance almost in all areas of your life. So it could be, and because the 10th house does relate to our status in terms of single, married, divorced, I feel like with the Ten of Pentacles, it can be a proposal, or it can have to do with a deep commitment, like a marital or engagement commitment. So I don't know if that's the truth of what you might be getting to. Also here with the Ten of Wands, my feeling is that it's the end of a cycle sort of burdens, too much responsibility or overwork, carrying too many things on your shoulders. So you can relate that either to an ending somewhere within your professional life, or maybe the obligations have been coming from your home life, although I feel that it would be more career related for you. So I think that's good news for the sign of Aries, certainly having the mental clarity and the ideas to progress or get things done through your profession, which is just going to lead to greater and greater abundance for you with the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, Aries? Okay, Taurus. General read for Taurus, the sign of Taurus. Taurus, this full moon is illuminating the sector of your life that has to do with higher-minded thinking, subjects such as studying, teaching, sharing what you know on a global level, can be internationalism, foreign travel, subjects such as politics, philosophy, law, religion, higher-minded thinking, this kind of thing. And I feel like with the sun in the opposite sign, which has to do with communications and also learning, sharing information, it's all about information. My feeling is, and as I shuffled the cards, two came flying out right away together, and that was the Chariot and the World. So here's my feeling about this, is that you're going to see that you should and can move forward with anything that pertains to what you've been involved with, whether that's studying or writing, publishing, or teaching, or being on the internet and sharing what you know with others. As I just talked about those approaches, also the Chariot does signify travel, and we have the World card here, so it's like this can very much pertain to international travel or relocation, depending about what you might be thinking about. Also, I feel like it's saying that you are to move forward. You should be moving forward victoriously in a very successful way with the Chariot card. And the World is like the outreach to a lot of people. So I don't know what you've been dealing with this area of your life, but definitely emotional fulfillment. We have the wish fulfillment card, Nine of Cups, plus with the World. And with the Four of Cups here, basically what it can be saying is either you've been bored maybe with what you've been doing, or you've just sort of had a single way of seeing things, and the universe is basically trying to bring you opportunities that maybe you have not even looked at. So be open to all the possibilities of what kind of awareness is going to come to you around this full moon. I really feel very positive about these cards here, and that you're going to be very happy around this full moon on June 24th that pertains to these areas of your life. You know, I was just thinking, what came into my mind is you might be focused, with this whole issue of travel, you might be focused only, like, let's say you're thinking about travel, international travel, or geographic relocation. You might be focused only on one country or place, and the universe sort of wants you to open up and see a wider perspective of other possibilities. So I'll throw that out to you there. Okay? That's for the sign of Taurus. Gemini, general read here. full moon is falling in the area of life that has to do with the resources that you share with other people, whether that be through a committed relationship, marriage, business partnership. Also institutions like banks, investments, royalties, taxes, these kinds of things. And so this definitely pertains, I think, to awareness or recognition that you're getting around this full moon in terms of your finances and your resources. Possibly also with regard to self-worth issues, such as how valuable or valued you feel you are to other people. Now, also this area of the horoscope, I mean, we got to throw it all in here, does have to do with alternative healing therapies and methodologies. It is like occult subjects that are somewhat taboo or secretive. And my feeling is here, or the message through the tarot that's coming through from the cards here, is that you might have some beliefs that are keeping you into a world of, or tied up or in a world of your own, kind of like being in your own bubble of your way of thinking. So there might be some awareness around this full moon that the way that you've been thinking about things or believing things are this way might need to change, or you might need to take a look at that. Also, this area of the horoscope does have to do with psychology and deep analysis of ourself as well. So I feel like you have to look at some old beliefs that might be keeping you tied up. You easily could walk away from whatever situation you feel you're stuck in, we could say, with these areas of your life. The Knight of Swords is telling you that you need to, we could say, either communicate about the situation, be truthful about the situation, get to the bottom of the issue of any kind of situation like this. I would warn you that around the 26th and 27th of June, you want to be really careful about not being fired up, because that Knight of Swords, he wants to say what's on his mind, okay? He's coming in with his sword raised. Now, of course, speaking your truth is one thing, but how you go about it. Also with the Judgment card here, I really feel like it's trying to get you out of any kind of mental loop patterns. It's sort of saying, hey, wake up and look at some higher, it's a very spiritual card as well, some higher purpose that you're meant to be, let's say, engaged with or involved with. Look at it from a higher perspective. You know, just what comes to mind is that mental, carnal mind that we all have that just is like this constant software program that doesn't stop running. I feel like the Judgment card is calling you to rise above that and see things clearly. Maybe being truthful with yourself as well can be about making a decision based on some awareness that you get around that time. But I really think it's saying you really have to look at some old beliefs that have to go, perhaps. Maybe that's what's being illuminated for you around this full moon. Also could relate to the way you think about your resources that you share with others or something along those lines. Okay? Hope that's helpful to you, Gemini. Cancer, general read here for Cancer. The full moon falling in the area of your life that has to do with your one-on-one commitments to another. So that can be through a marriage. It's the traditional marriage house, either a business partnership or your commitments to the public through customers, clients. Can sometimes have to do with lawyers or people that you look to get advice from. So the full moon is giving you awareness or recognition in your relationships with other people. Now, I have a couple feelings here from the tarot cards. Number one is we have the Four of Wands, and that shows a stable home life, stability. It can also be celebrating some kind of event. You could be celebrating an event with other people, some type of festive event. And you also have the World card here crowning the reading, so I feel like this is all sort of feeling very fulfilled, either with yourself and or in relationship to others. However, with the Emperor card in reverse, and this might be specific to one person hearing this, it is asking you to question the power dynamics in your relationship with others. For example, are you the one that's being too much in control or domineering? Or are you being dominated by somebody else? Are you feeling powerless? Are you also, it can be talking about inflexibility, like being very rigid or inflexible, which might be coming from you or another person that you're dealing with. Also, it can be asking you, because the Emperor can represent authority, and it's saying for you to stand up with any kind of person that is in an authoritative position in your life. Now, I would just warn you, around June 26th and 27th, those would not be ideal days to have that confrontation, because it's just too hot. Things can get too lit. But I think those are the questions that you need to maybe ask yourself. The other thing that came to mind is sort of like putting on, it just came into my mind, take it if it resonates, if not, throw it out. Putting on this mask of happiness, like the Four of Wands is so fulfilled and content and happy, but really there's an underlying thing going on here that's asking you to question these issues about whether you're in a power position with others or you're feeling powerless. However, overall, I feel like the world is either saying this is the end of a cycle of any kind of, let's say, being in a negative position, but on the other hand, the world can show, complete fulfillment. So take that as it resonates for you personally. Okay? Okay, moving on to the sign of Leo. General read for Leo here. Leo, that full moon is happening in the area of your life that has to do with your day-to-day lifestyle, your day-to-day work orientation, possibly how you serve others. Also with general health, meaning how you take care of your own sense of well-being, whatever your practices are with that. And I feel like that's where you're looking or getting the awareness, recognition around the full moon in these areas of your life. Now, we have here the Eight of Pentacles, which has to do with work. So I feel that this is definitely work-oriented, how you can, let's say, enhance your skills in areas of your work. Maybe you're thinking about studying something, or let's say mastering your skills in some way. So this is a very encouraging card for you to keep working diligently and keep moving forward in that area. So maybe you're going to get some awareness around the full moon on that. I feel like also here with the Four of Wands that you do have a stable situation, or maybe you've recently come into a stable situation. It can also be a card of celebration. So there might be other things going on in your life that you're either involved in some kind of festivities, or something's being offered to you, let's say through your work, that gives you the stability you're looking for. Now, with the Hangman in the reverse position, my feeling is that there can be some kind of frustrations. You're feeling frustrated, or some kind of delays. Or maybe you've been resisting, sort of at a stalemate, because you're being indecisive about something. Maybe it can also refer to sort of escaping, not wanting to confront something or escaping something. But I feel like around the full moon you're going to get that clarity of what it is if you don't know what it is now. So I really think the overall message is that if you continue to work diligently as you have been, that it's going to lead to the stability that you're looking for, and try to maybe confront your own self with regard to what you have perhaps been frustrated with, or what you have perhaps not wanted to look at. Okay? So I hope that's helpful to you, Leo. Virgo, general read here for the sign of Virgo. Virgo, that full moon will be taking place in the area of your life that has to do with creative self-expression, how you express your creativity, what your outlet is for your artistry, creativity. Also, the area of life that has to do with romance, dating, love and romance, how you express love to others. And also, if you have children, can have to do with children. And as well, this is how we have fun, sort of like entertainment, recreational activities, vacations, this kind of thing. Well, we get the Sun card here, and so that tells me that you would be or feeling sort of like a rebirth in this area of your life. I feel also with the Ten of Swords here that you're ending a cycle of some mental anguish, some hurt. Maybe you feel somehow stabbed in the back by others. I kind of feel like you're putting that behind you here. Maybe you even are going to be speaking some truth, finding out about something with the Knight of Swords. Driven to succeed in this area of your life, taking action in this area of your life. One thing about the Knight of Swords, it can be very impulsive with words, so you might want to be careful again around that June 26th, 27th in order to avoid any conflicts with other people. But I feel like overall it's telling you to move forward here, move forward into a new, almost a new life, birthing something new. Now, for some of you, it could relate to a pregnancy or children. Just take that as it resonates because it is the Sun card. But I feel like you're going to, around the full moon, feel quite fulfilled, perhaps on some new direction in this area of your life. So take that as it resonates for you, Virgo. I would say the overall message here is to move forward. You'll get the clarity you need to move forward and birth something new in your life in this area, okay? Libra, general read here for the sign of Libra, that full moon in Capricorn, taking place in the area of life that has to do with your home life, your house, your family, your personal life. The Sun is in the opposite area of your career. So it's illuminating home, house, family, and career. Now, with the Eight of Pentacles here, I feel like it's telling you to continue to work diligently to develop whatever skills you have. You're very artistic and creative, and I'm wondering if you're working on some kind of home project or getting the awareness or illumination about something to do around your home. I would say the surrounding area around your home or your home. I feel overall that you might, with the Moon card here, be having doubts or insecurities about some things. It could also be saying that there are some things that you don't know about, some secrets perhaps, or things that you're just not aware of that you might get awareness around that full moon. With the Six of Cups here, I feel like it's talking about harmonious, joyful relationships within your home environment, possibly somebody from your past or memories from the past coming in around that full moon time. I feel also here about collaborations with other people. So maybe it's collaborating with family members, trying to maybe even restore harmony within the family. That's a possibility. So I really feel like if you continue to work diligently at whatever you've been doing, I feel like you're going to be rewarded or recognized for it. I would also just mention to avoid any kind of petty arguments or coming across in an unemotional way within the family or the home life environment. But I just feel like there's a very much a give and take, generous approach that you're going to have with others, which would resolve any kind of conflict that you may have felt in that area of your life. So I hope that's helpful to you, Libra. Scorpio, Scorpio, that full moon is taking place in the area of your life that has to do with how you think, your mindset, how you communicate, your perspective on things. So you're going to get some clarity, I believe, particularly with Mercury moving direct here around the full moon with information. Maybe something that you didn't know will come to light. Now, this area of the horoscope can also relate to studies, learning, information gathering, and also your immediate environment where you live, like neighbors, siblings, this kind of thing. So I'm feeling here with the Two of Wands that you have some plans, some strategies in this area. Maybe you've been thinking about how you can take your studies further, as one example. I'm also feeling that you're leaving behind, you're kind of moving into a higher consciousness, leaving behind whatever was maybe emotionally painful for you. And I'm feeling between the Eight of Cups and the Knight of Cups that somebody or yourself, there might be some apologies here maybe. Maybe there was misunderstandings and miscommunication over the past couple weeks with regard to your life, and I feel like somebody is coming forward, whether that's you or someone else, offering their cup, offering their, almost like, well, I can't think of another word besides apologies, misgivings, regrets about something. I feel like it's all going to end in a very positive way around this full moon. It doesn't mean that you're not, I still feel that if you've walked away from a situation, that's the direction you should be going, and that whatever plans or strategies you have come up with, it might not be ready to implement them, but you're going to get the clarity around the full moon about it. I really just keep getting the feeling that this is about clearing the air, and sort of a purification of whatever has gone on with whomever for you, okay? With regard to communications. All right, so that's what I have for Scorpio. Hope that's helpful to you. Sagittarius, that full moon taking place in the area of your life that has to do with your finances, what you have, your finances, your assets, your sense of self-worth, how you value yourself, and the things that are important to you and what you value. So I feel like you could be getting clarity, awareness, recognition in that area of your life. And we have the Six of Wands that came out here for that full moon for Sagittarius, and I feel that that is victorious and successful. So you might see some improvement in this area of your life around the full moon. However, with that said, we have a couple other cards here that we have to integrate here because we have the Five of Pentacles and the King of Cups. The King of Cups might be talking about you, about taking sort of a mature, emotional approach to this area of your life. It can also possibly be talking about some support coming in from somebody that is a water sign. So we're talking about Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, however that resonates for you. With the Five of Pentacles, maybe you've been feeling bummed out about yourself, feeling like you have not progressed in this area of your life for whatever reasons, just feeling perhaps down and out about it. But I'm feeling like, for example, here are some possibilities. You may have been overspending in this area of your life, and the full moon is giving you the awareness about that, about how you can progress forward. I think you have to be careful about impulsive spending, I would say. But I feel overall there's a lot of success and reward being given to you. So I feel in terms of your self-worth, your value, you're going to be feeling good about yourself. Yeah, I just feel like if you have been frustrated about a lack of, let's say, monies, I feel like that you can put that behind you, and that now it's time for you to come up with, let's say, a strategy of how you can progress in this area of your life. But I just feel overall it's successful. Maybe there is somebody whose opinion could be helpful to you, as I mentioned, through that King of Cups, somebody who has a mature, higher approach at looking at things. Also, can be a spiritual card, can be talking about not focusing so much on the material way of life and looking at more of a spiritual way of being. So take whatever resonates for you there, Sagittarius. Capricorn, full moon taking place in your sign in the first house of the self. So I feel like this full moon is really you're going to feel it, I think, very powerfully. This can be about you thinking about what can you do to have new experiences in your life? You know, with the Page of Pentacles, it's the new beginning of inspiration. It's the initial motivation, possibly for some kind of financial opportunities. I'm feeling also here that, this is also about, with the Empress, she's also saying about birthing something new for you. But she can also be talking about respect and value for the self. And in relationship to other people, because the sun is in your 7th house, and those are your commitments to the public and to other people. So I feel like you're starting out or the full moon is giving you some kind of insight about how you could be starting out on something new, something that's going to be quite successful and victorious for you with the 6 of Wands. So I'm feeling like this is the initial excitement, motivation. You'll be getting a message maybe, or some kind of awareness about how you can start out on some new journey for yourself. One thing I'm going to throw in here that might not be, let's just put it this way. If it resonates with you, take it. If not, throw it out. One thing about the sign of Capricorn is that they can sometimes reject other people in order to sort of ascend higher or put themselves above others. So I would say be very sensitive. I feel like the Empress here is talking about not only valuing yourself, but valuing others. So that's not necessarily the best approach. Although, we're all programmed a certain way. But I'm feeling like there could be, within your relationships around the full moon, making some kind of amends if you've had conflicts in that area of your life, and showing a more compassionate, loving approach, okay, with whatever you're involved with. So take that as it resonates with you, throw out the rest. Okay, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. Aquarius, that full moon is taking place in the 12th house of the horoscope. And so this is very much a behind-the-scenes area of life. It is a spiritual house. It's sort of the retreating from the outer world in order to, focus more on either the self, spiritual practices, this kind of thing, finalizing or finishing up responsibilities or tasks to the outer world. So there could be some awareness going on around there. With the 4 of Pentacles reversed, my feeling is that there could be various things here, some confrontations with, if you've focused more in the past on the monetary, materialistic side of life, it can be saying that you're confronting your beliefs about that, moving away from that kind of a stance. You could also be holding on to what you have, kind of a security position. Again, this full moon with the sun just moved into Cancer, this is about security needs. So there is some kind of feeling of self-protectiveness. I need to protect myself and what I have. Now with the 8 of Cups, I feel like you've recently or will be moving away from whatever situation has been emotionally trying on you. Maybe you've been hurt recently in the past, and you're walking away from some situation. Actually, it's a great spiritual card because you're walking, this card shows that the person is walking alone with his staff toward the mountains, and that means moving up to a higher consciousness. And the Ten of Cups shows the emotional fulfillment from walking away from whatever situation was painful for you, and you knew you had to walk away from it, whether you're still carrying the hurt with you, which is very possible. But I feel like if you were to or get some awareness around this full moon about taking care of you and focusing more on the spiritual aspects of your life, I feel like that's where you're going to really feel complete and whole. So I hope that resonates with you. Take whatever does. I think that's what it's about, Aquarius. Okay? Moving on to Pisces. Pisces, full moon taking place in the area of your life that has to do with your friendships, your group associations, work colleagues, the people that you associate with. Also, recognition from your career. How are you being compensated from your career or your job? So I feel like with this full moon in Capricorn, which wants to progress, which wants to make things happen, I feel like you're going to be getting awareness around that. Now, we have to look at the tarot cards here, take what resonates with you, throw out the rest. But the Devil card did come up, and I'm feeling like sometimes that can represent our own self-limiting beliefs about ourselves. But you might be also, if this resonates with you, dealing with maybe an association, a friendship that you feel is not above board, we could say. I'm feeling here also that in terms of compensation from your work or your career, I feel like you're holding on to your security. You're not really needing or feeling the necessity to budge. Now, with the sun in Cancer, and this has to do with security matters, I feel like you're really kind of like, and considering what's going on in the world, like you're holding on to what you have. Fine. Completely understandable. I feel like going back to that Devil card, it can be talking about maybe you've been dealing with somebody who's been somewhat toxic. Maybe they have addictions, compulsions. And with the Justice card here, I feel like whatever the situation is, it's going to work out fair. Like there's going to be some karmic justice to whatever maybe you've been experiencing over the past 2 weeks. I also feel that there's some kind of ending here, letting go of something, feeling even maybe you felt, take this, maybe I'm speaking to one person, you felt stabbed in the back by someone, let down by someone not playing fair with you. And I feel like justice is going to be served, and you're going to see that around the full moon. So if you take an approach of being fair and diplomatic yourself, I feel like it will all work out fine, whatever situation that you're in. Also, the Justice card could be telling us truth. Truth is going to be revealed to you, and whatever information that you get around this full moon, whatever awareness, it's going to balance out whatever situation you've been in. So I hope that resonates with you, Pisces. Take what does, throw out the rest. Anyways, that's what I have for all of the signs around the full moon here on June 24th, and wishing you a wonderful ending to the month of June. Okay? And look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks so much. Be well. Bye-bye now.